How many roads did you travel already? How many miles went by? Are you where you want to be? Zofia Mazur, founder of Zofia Mazur Mentoring, and today I would like to share with you about how to exercise your memory. Can you imagine? You can exercise your memory. We have some false beliefs about memory, and we think that memory is limited. But to tell you the truth, that we don't exercise our memory, and that's why we think it's limited. So stay tuned, and I will tell you a simple ways how to exercise your memory. We are in classroom now. What we're gonna talk about? I forgot already. About memory. You know, many people don't really know what the memory is. They think that memory, it's like a closet and you can put everything there. And the second belief is that memory has a limitation. It's like a shelf. There is no more room. You put already, I don't have a room to memorize more. And the third belief is that when we are getting older, our memory is weaker. All those three beliefs are false. To tell you the truth, many young people, they don't have a good memory. And you know why? Because they don't exercise their memory. Memory, it's like a muscle, any other muscle in our body. If it's not exercised, then does not have a power. You have to exercise your memory muscle mentally, of course, because that's the memory is for to exercise memory. I will give you a few suggestions how to exercise your memory muscle. First of all, you have to have an intention that you want to know about something. And this is important because if you don't have an intention that you would like to have a knowledge about something, that won't happen. And intention is so powerful, believe me, and many people just driven by intention, and then they learn about that because they put intention first. If they don't have an intention that they would like to know about something and expand the knowledge about that thing, then they don't have the drive. So you have to have an intention to know about something. And then expand what you would like to know more. For example, you have already knowledge about something, but then if you expand that knowledge, you will know more. Believe me, many times when you stick only wherever your teacher was telling you, it won't stay in your memory. But if you expand on that knowledge, you go on Google, on YouTube, because you can get a lot of information from that source, and expand that knowledge. And then you will know more, and your memory will expand. And the third one, you will have to know what kind of senses you want to use. Do you know that if you hear only about the thing, and you are in the classroom and you are hearing about something, you will only remember 20% what you hear. But when you saw something, you were looking at some things, and you will remember 30%. But if you saw and hear, so you used two senses, the chances that you will remember are bigger, 50%. But when you do, then you will remember 90%. And especially when you would like to learn how to cook, and somebody just told you a recipe, and you try to even repeat that recipe, and you just hear, so it's 20%. You don't know how to do it, how to repeat. But if you do with that person, by yourself, and that person just telling you step by step, then the chances that you will repeat that are very high, 90%. So know what kind of senses you want to use to expand the knowledge about something that you would like to know. And the fourth advice is to think instead of memorizing. And many times in my school, I was trying to just memorize, and it was like too hard to memorize the thing. And instead of using my thinking, ability to think, I was simply memorizing. And I didn't remember much. You know that if you want to remember before your exam, how much you remember? Not much. And you go to school, oh, I forgot. So about think, you have to know that to know the content, it's not that important like to know the context, because content is not deep in your memory. Like I said, you memorize and a second day you don't remember. But if you use context, if you put thinking to that content, then that context will be settle deeper in your memory, and you will remember almost forever. And that's why how to think it's so so useful and important as well. When, of course, you want to remember something, you learn the stuff, and you use the right senses, and then the fifth one is to know how to repeat whatever you learned. Because if you don't know that repetition is in the process of remembering also important, but now I will give you the gold information how to repeat. If you try to repeat the same day before the exam, it's like the next day you're gonna remember only 40%, and you repeat it 24 times. If you repeat the same material 12 times during 2 days, you remember more. If you repeat 8 times in 3 days, you still remember more, 70%. But if you repeat only 4 times during 6 days, you remember 80%. And if you repeat only 2 times in 12 days, how much you remember? 90%. So now you know that repetition, like in the big number, the day before your exam won't work. And you know why? Because you don't remember much. So if you are preparing for a big exam, you have to prepare at least 12 days before your exam, and then you will remember a lot. I was trying to give you like a good information in this video, how to exercise your memory. And now you know, have intention, expand your knowledge, use right senses. Of course, think instead of just remember. This one it's like important. And know how many times to repeat during the days. So repeat only 2 times during the 12 days, and then you will remember almost forever. So what you gonna do now? Exercise your memory!